What's up, everybody? This is Ashlyn Cole from your favorite morning show, Shop Talk, and you are listening to Freedom Radio.
Come on and get your freedom on. Come on and get your freedom on. This is the day that the Lord has made. It's a good day to get your freedom on.
Justice, everything you need. God of the oceans and the seas, God of the rivers and the streets, the earth, the sky, moon and the stars. All things great are small. He's God, He's God. Nobody like Him. His name is God. He's the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. He search the world over, you won't find one. Nobody like Him. His name is God. He is God. Nobody but God.
All right, y'all, what is going on? It is your man, Dito. You're tuned in to Shop Talk. You know what it is. It's everyone's favorite show where literally no person and no subject is off limits. You can see it says it right there. No subject is off limits. It's your man. Listen, today, oh my God, we have so much to talk about today. Today's show is going to be fired. It's so much to talk about that I even had to call in an extra guest co-host. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Now, before I bring my co-host on, I want to welcome everyone who is hanging out with us. And we've got people hanging out with us from literally everywhere. People are starting to jump on and do what they got to do to make things happen. Do me a favor, before we get going with the show, if you're watching us on Facebook, and many of you are, feel free to share the stream. Share the stream. You don't have to necessarily start a watch party, but I do want you to share the video so other people can see what you're watching and maybe be able to join in and see what this whole shop talk phenomenon is all about. All right, now, before I bring on my first co-host, let me do what I normally do. I haven't done it in a minute, but get on the phone, call, text, tweet, Facebook, MySpace, Instagram. Ooh, speaking of Instagram, we got stuff to talk about. Anyway, MySpace, Social Cam, Periscope, Marco Polo. But tell your mama them, Ray Ray, Shay Shay, Day Day, Delicious them, Nut Nut them, Pojo them. Let them all know that for the next 2 hours, we're going to take this incredible journey called Shop Talk. And listen, we have so much to share today. It's so much to talk about that I need to get right into it. And if you didn't know, my name is Demetrius Tofree. I'm your host here. And I'm ready to bring on my first co-host. Now, my first co-host is my mainstay. So, though, there's a whole lot of excitement in the air, a lot of things going on BET and in the world today. Sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Yes, I want you to get away. Why? Because sometimes you got to go where everybody knows your name. And by the time next Sunday comes through, everybody's going to be saying the name of my next co-host. Let's bring her up, my friend and yours, the incredible Ashlyn Tara Cole. Ashlyn, what's going on, child?
How you gonna make me cry? Like already.
What? I didn't do nothing.
Already. You're gonna make me cry.
What'd I do?
I just want to tell you that I don't know what to say. I just want to tell you. I don't know what to say. I'm super excited. I will say that, great anticipation. Sometimes you have to wait a little longer, right? Sometimes you have to wait a little longer. So, a lot of people tuned into Sunday Best, which I'm glad. It was a season opener. Season 10. We're super, super excited for the season. Yeah. And, I had Jacory and my daughter with me yesterday. And so that was super exciting. But next week, you're going to see your girl. I know you saw a little glimpse. I know you were like, wait, was that her? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. What was that? Oh, yeah. It was. But next week, you're going to see it.
I saw a couple of, I got ready to, Erica one of them was already talking about the fact that you got sold. And I was like, listen, you don't even know, lady. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't even have a clear understanding yet, but it's all good. I tell you what, we'll get a chance to talk about that a little bit more in just a minute. Let me reach out to Greensboro, North Carolina, where everything is green. You now know her as the host of the gaining ground and becoming very popular Mix and Mingle talk show, which airs here on Freedom Radio on Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. My homegirl and yours, she's hanging out with us today as well. Let's bring her up. Devaris Burnett. Devaris, girl, what's going on?
First of all, I want to say it's happy trees. Yes. Ashlyn, I was all in my feelings last night. I had to even post it. I was ready to tell my kids to hush, be quiet, got my popcorn ready, and you're going to sit up there and just disrespect my TV like that? And then you're going to repeat it? You had enough time to go ahead and bring the next 10 contestants. I was ready. And I shouted out to BET because I need y'all to stop dealing with that buffoonery. That was buffoonery. But you know what? I got enough energy for this weekend coming up. For my
Since
girl.
you in your feelings today. You in your feelings today.
Yes. I was mad. Because that didn't make sense. I was like, then you repeat it. See, I was okay if another show came in, but you repeat the first thing you already showed. Sir, we don't have time for that. I was ready for my girl, Ashley Cole, telling everybody, yes. That's what I was
Jesus.
But yes, funny. I'm happy. I have still the same energy for next week. I'm good. I can conserve. There's no problem.
Amen. Amen.
But I want to say, hey, everybody, it's great to be on the show today. We're going to have happy trees. That's why I had to wear this shirt, because I was in my feelings.
That's good.
I'm Ross.
As a matter of fact, I see that. So, Ashley, let's go back to you. So, whose T-shirt are you wearing today?
Well, this is my T-shirt that reminds me that what God has for me is for me, honey. Yes. You got to remember that. Come on.
So you guys got me in this whole thing, and I promise you, today's T-shirt I had nothing to do with. I just went to the mailbox, and when I came back from the mailbox, I had this T-shirt. I didn't call nobody. I didn't reach out to nobody. Somebody must have heard me on the show.
Come on.
And I went to the mailbox, and I had this T-shirt that says, "My Black son's life matters." You understand?
Yes.
As we are in this whole Black Lives Matter type of phenomenon,
shout out to Hassan. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's in the mail. Look, mine's in the mail. And mine is in the mail.
Yes. And you have not because you ask not. So you ask and you shall receive. One more thing before you switch on to another co-host, I want to go ahead and stretch out what national day it is today. It is National Fried Chicken Day. For people that love to eat that bitty, that Yardbird, today is your day.
National Chicken Day.
Yes, and National Hand Roll Day. I don't know what that means. I don't get it.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? It's all. So
I don't know. We just gonna put
it a hand roll.
That look like a hand roll to me.
Yeah.
Hand roll. We used to dance back in the day. That hand roll.
See, this is what the world needs. Ashley Cole. Okay.
Is that a hand roll?
Yeah. Okay. No more than that, boo. Okay.
Is that hand roll?
I'm not staying here with y'all because y'all gonna mess me up. I got tears flowing from my eyes that shouldn't be happening. Anyway, yes, I do want to shout out my dude Hassan Thomas, who is a member of my church and one of the great tenors of my choir, who did send me this T-shirt. He sent one for Allegra as well, and we are definitely proud to be able to sport his gear. And as soon as I can get the website, I will definitely post this so y'all can be able to support another Black-owned business. All right, let's reach out to Hercules, California. Hercules. All right, and you know him as the co-host of the ever popular Better Together, which is hosted by Ashlyn and, of course, Jacory. This show has been taken off as well. Comes on tomorrow, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And let's bring up my guy. He's only hanging out with us for a little while today, but my dude, Jacory Pro in the building. Jacory, what's going on, bro?
You gonna bring me in after the hand rolls?
Ooh, look.
Oh, is that Ashlyn?
Yeah, right.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, what was your hand roll? Do your hand roll. What did I say? What did I? He couldn't even see me, and he knew that I was doing it.
Yes. How's everybody out there doing?
Doing great. Great. Today's gonna be a great day.
I don't have on my T-shirt. I just have on a church button up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a funeral singer on this great day.
Okay.
Glory.
Go and
as what the Black folks say, make them cry.
CK.
Yes, Shataya.
CK XYZ.
Okay. I tell you what, we've got a lot of things happening. We got a full show. I got one more co-host to bring up. Out in North Carolina, I think she's in Charlotte, North Carolina. She actually is the person who does all of our graphics for Freedom Radio. She's been doing it for many years. She's also a great singer in her own right.
Hey, man.
She puts her hands to stuff and it just turns into gold. And I am so super grateful for her. Let's bring her up, my homegirl and yours. Let's welcome to the show Yolanda Wild Praise Morant. Yolanda, girl, what's going on?
Happy Monday.
Yes. We are glad to have you hanging out with us. And we have a lot of stuff to talk about today.
So much.
So much is in the news. But I tell you what, before we do that, let's give some shout outs to some people who are hanging out with us. And we got people tuning in from everywhere. Let me start from the bottom. Dee Dee Felder in the virtual building. My dude, Mark Pringle. Mark, what's going on, man?
Mark Pringle, shout out. What is going on, sir?
Your brother, right?
Yes, that is my brother.
Yeah, I know, because you're another Pringle, right?
Yes, I'm a Pringle.
Right, I got it. You're a Pringle, and you're the fourth bird. Right?
Absolutely. God, look, God is amazing. He is a miracle worker. Come on.
Yeah. I got you. Shout out to Thedra Lorraine, also in the virtual building. My homegirl out in Stockton, California, Cedria Clark in the virtual building as well. Shout out to Cheryl Reed hanging out with us as well. Mrs. Kennedy in the virtual building. Let's keep going. Sandra Brooks. Hey, Sandra Brooks, good morning to you as well. My dude, organist extraordinaire, Tim Poston Sr. in the building. Ashlyn, your homegirl and mine, Benita Adams Jones.
I felt it up in my spirit coming up. Benita Adams Jones, you gotta put me on. Benita Adams Jones, you just gotta put me on. Benita Adams Jones, you gotta put me on. Benita. Yes, sis. Yeah.
Jones in the virtual building. Bahati Worley hanging out with us. Chanel Johnson in the virtual building as well. Donna Brown, another great co-host of the Mix and Mingle show in the building. My good friend Kirsten Williams. I haven't seen you in a while, Kirsten. What's going on? Glad to have you hanging out with us, and so many more. Christopher Wise, a friend of Yolanda, saying, "Hey, Yolanda, we've got people here literally from everywhere." Now, we've got our introductions out the way. Let's get ready to jump into today's show. Shout out to Stacey Williams, just chimed in. Now, normally when we at this point of the show, I would normally get ready to go to my commercial break. Then I would come back and we would do birthdays. Not today. We got so much to cover. And I know that you guys thought I was going to open up with Sunday Best, and I am, but indirectly. Let me tell you what I mean. Ashlyn, you don't know, you were kind of tardy to our pre-meeting, and so you don't know exactly what we're getting ready to talk about. However, shout out to my homegirl, Adrian Johnson. Auntie Pooey is what she's called. She's hanging out with us. Listen, Sunday Best, we were all talking about this. And again, congratulations to you, Ashlyn. We can't wait to see your face in the place on this coming Sunday. As a matter of fact, I think that we should do a Freedom Radio Zoom party. And in this Zoom party, we're going to allow as many people into the Zoom. Get in, come on in the Zoom.
Hey, come on in the Zoom. Hey, come on in the Zoom. Hey, come on in the Zoom. Yeah.
We're gonna let many people come into our Zoom room this coming Sunday. We'll start the party about 4:45 p.m. Pacific, 7:45 Eastern for those of you on the East Coast. We're going to invite everyone into the Zoom with us. We are going to watch. I'm going to put into the Zoom screen. We're going to watch Sunday Best together. We'll be able to get everybody's comments, and people will be able to chat back and forth with us and make things happen. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We'll be able to chat with each other during the commercial breaks and stuff like that. I will put that together. So I'm telling Yolanda, and so hopefully Yolanda is getting the message.
Is that a secret message?
The message is we need to put together a flyer that
you definitely have
to Freedom Radio Zoom for Sunday Best this coming Sunday.
Sure.
Awesome. See how that works? I love the way you think. I love the way you caught that. Right, just like that. Listen, we were talking a little bit earlier about Sunday Best and how Sunday Best is really a platform to allow allow different artists to be visibly seen and to kind of help them point their career in the direction that they feel like it should go. It's just merely a starting point, a leaping board, if you will. Now, Ashlyn, go ahead.
Dee Dee Felder wants to be the opening act on the Zoom call next week. So I
think that'd be wonderful.
Okay. Yeah.
Put that in. It's always good to have an opening act. Always, it's the icebreaker. The warm up.
Yeah.
I see you, sis.
Let's do
Would
that.
that be a praise dance or a song?
Yeah, you know what? Whichever one works best for her.
Both of them.
Combo.
They're both of them.
Yeah, both of them. It's all to the good. Hey, listen. Here's what we're going to make that happen. So Yolanda's going to put together a flyer, preferably, and then we'll make that happen. She's nodding her head. Yes. Okay. Awesome. I think it's great. So we will get everybody, as many people as we can, in the Zoom, and we'll make that happen. So all right. So listen. Speaking of Sunday Best. Shout out to Casey Pringle Jr. What is going on, my bro? I will try to mention everybody as we keep going. Shout out to Charlene Richardson. Glad to have y'all. She's talking about, yes, come on in the Zoom. Yes. We was talking about Sunday Best. And there has been, before now, 9 of the winners. One of whom was Amber Bullock. Many of us know Amber Bullock. I can't remember what season it is that she won, but she was one of the earlier winners from St. Louis, Missouri. And she might have been season 3. I may be wrong, but I think she was season 3. And I see Ashley getting ready for this tea. All right. So she has released something or put something on Instagram. And she's feeling like she is maybe left out of the gospel industry or overlooked or not feeling like she is in the place that she should be in terms of gospel music.
Oh, she's not overlooked now. She's looked over. She's looked over now.
Here's the thing. Now, I normally look at Instagram in the mornings before I start work or whatever. I just kind of scroll through a few different things. I ran across this morning. Amber Bullock. And this is her. Again, she's a gospel singer. Again, she won season 3, I believe, of Sunday Best. But today she has put out this picture along with a brand new song talking about her.
Oh, we gonna actually show it? Hold on a second. I had to protect my eye gates this morning. I had to protect my eye gates. Are you making me protect my eye gates all over again? Jesus.
Okay.
Help us, Lord. Help.
Just for you, Ashley. We'll move it off the screen.
Help.
We'll go in a different direction. But this is a gospel. This is a gospel singer that is promoting gospel music. Jesus. And is feeling left out. Thank you, Stacey. She says she clarified for me that it was season 4. Yolanda, I'm gonna start with you. I'll work my way back to you, Ashley. But Yolanda, I want to start with you.
Why do you want to start with me?
Because I like the way you think. You're a great innovative thinker. So and you already commented on the thing today.
Well, let me say I've met. Let me say it like this. You have to, season your words with grace. Let me say it first of all like this. I've met Amber personally. She's a very sweet person. I think from a music industry side, I think it's important that we know I think the thing is, what is the intention? And that's not a bash at her, because I want to be really careful about what I say. First of all, does she even want to be a gospel artist? I think that is, to me, the real question. So I know it may be presented as, oh, she's a gospel artist, she did this, or the who she's connected to, or this or that. But does she even want to be a gospel artist?
I feel you.
I just think that's the real question. So me personally, number one, I am a thick chick, and I salute any thick chick who has the confidence to post an image showing more than just her shoulders. So I personally think that the confidence of the image is what I love. To be honest, I liked it, and yes, I did. And if you don't like it, I like it, then that's on you. But I liked it because I respect the confidence that it may have taken to post that. Okay, that's one thing. Number two, does she even want to sing gospel music? You can love Jesus and not sing gospel. I know people don't believe that. So everybody's not called to sing gospel music. That's something I learned years ago. Everybody's not called to that lane. So the question is, does she want to sing gospel music? Obviously, she doesn't want to sing gospel, because if she did, she'd have put something out. Now, the other part is the Sunday Best lane is very tricky.
Mm-hmm.
If
Come
you
on, speak on
don't,
it.
and I'm saying this from a person who knows people who've been a part of Sunday Best, who has been privileged to have some backside information. This is not at Sunday Best. Everything I said last night on my personal live, I meant. If we do not watch these type of programs, they will not be available to us. But it's a tricky lane. And I think what often happens is people, I'm gonna say all this in one spot. If you go into the lane thinking that they are going to do everything for you and you're about to become absolutely famous, you are absolutely wrong. You have to go into the lane with knowledge and wisdom and prayer and understanding. You need people on your side who know the industry. You need people on your side who know the law. You need people on your side who know entertainment, who know look, who know et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so most times I know people personally who went, I've had conversations. If you go, don't let your whole life crumble. And then they call me one day later and they're bawling their eyes out. They didn't pick me. You need to go with wisdom. And if this is not a door that God opens for you, it is not the end of your whole life. So me personally, there's a lot of things that happen with Amber that, you know, is not made for the public knowledge. But I just think that, you know, does she want to even be a gospel artist is just the number one question.
That's good.
Those are some great points. Now, those are great points. Now, Davaris, we were talking a little bit about this offline. Now, here's my personal opinion, and then you guys can tell me what you think. I'm not at all mad at her for the photo. Hey, if that's how you want to put yourself out there, I'm not mad at that for the photo. But I think if you're trying to promote a song, I don't know if that's the right photo to go along with the song that you're trying to promote that is talking about gospel music. That's me personally. Again, I haven't heard the whole song yet. I'll see if I can get it while we're hanging out today. Maybe we'll get a chance to play part of it. But as a gospel artist, as is what I am. And don't get me wrong, I have my moments of sexy too. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And I'm not afraid to. Listen, when I
eyes haven't seen,
and
ears haven't heard.
We all have our moments of when we know that we look good or we feel good or our self-esteem is high. I'm like that when I'm completely wet. I'm sexy when I'm wet. Let me tell y'all something. I am.
Where are we go? Look. Is this Shop Talk? Are we on Freedom Radio?
Yeah, we
I
are.
feel like I'm in the wrong place.
No. You in the place where literally no person and no subject is off limits. But here is my thing. I have no problem with you posting a picture of you trying to be sexy or whatever it is that you're trying to do. It's your page. Do what you want to do. But if you're getting ready to try to promote a song to the masses that is supposed to be gospel oriented, I don't know if that's the right mixture of photography and music together. So Davaris, I want to come to you, get your opinion. We will go around the room and we will end with Ashlyn.
Okay. One millisecond. It's not gospel.
Okay, cool. So she's moving out the gospel realm. Okay, cool. Then that might make a little more sense. A change. Davaris.
Yeah, because I was about to say that. I was looking at her Instagram page and it just says season 4 Sunday Best winner in her management. It does not state that she is a gospel singer. We just seen her and known her to be on Sunday's Best. So that is true. I'm a little like a mist because that's the only place I've known her as in gospel. I've never known her in R&B or jazz or whatever. So I'm a little amiss. I feel like when you're intentionally trying to make moves, make sure that your moves are clear and concise. So it's no wavery, no, people can misconstrue what you're doing or what you're saying. Say it with your chest. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going into. This and that. So that's where I'm at right there. Like you said, Dito, like, hey, if you feel like, showing the cakes, that's fine. That's up to you. But I just think movements need to be more intentional, straightforward. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going. That's my whole thing. That's just my opinion about it. Hey, like Yolanda was saying, you know, especially with women, curvy women, that's always been a stigma of curvy is not sexy or curvy don't look good. So if you have an opportunity to, you know, do what you do, that's you. Me personally, the kid ain't gonna do it, but I'm not gonna, you know, drag you because you did it.
Right.
I just make sure that what you say is what you say, and what it is what it is. I want nobody to say what I thought. Well, it seemed like. No, clear and concise, and I think that's what helped her move to the next level where she needs to go. But go back to what Yolanda was saying, like, what is it that you're trying to do? Be clear. That's it. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Oh, I have so much to say. Oh, Lord, this is hard.
I
This
tell
is
you
like
what,
waiting for Sunday Best to come on next week. This is hard. Okay, this is hard.
We are going to come right to you in just a second. We're actually going to have you close us out because, again, you are in the middle of all this, so you have eyesight that some of us don't have. But Corey, let's come to you, man. Tell me what your thoughts are, what you're thinking on this whole situation.
My thoughts are, I'm not troubled because I know in Romans 11:29 it definitely states that gift and calling come without repentance. She's definitely gifted. She's got a gift in music, but I think sometimes we miss in every genre of music artist development and a team to where you have people that you can actually talk to. I don't know. For me, the picture for me is kind of like whitewash because it's just like everybody can't be Beyonce, and I don't want everybody to be Beyonce, if that makes sense. It doesn't seem like it's really her.
Agreed.
So you think you feel like she's trying to find herself or trying to create a place of herself?
I think the motto of Beyonce is so big, everybody wants to reach that plateau to where sometimes I think you start walking in another vein.
Okay.
And I look at this picture, this is not the Amber that I've seen and met.
Yeah. I've seen her too.
You know, I think we can get a little carried away sometimes. Sometimes because we don't have anyone to talk to. We're not mentored. And to the world of today as a whole, we don't go looking for wisdom.
Yeah.
Or knowledge. I know when I was growing up under Dr. Jones, we had a platform to where in gospel music, there were certain things and certain points you had to hit before you shot up. But now it's just like, you know, do what you want to do. And I feel as though you can say that she doesn't want to sing gospel music, but Sunday Best branded you, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, you're a symbol of gospel music.
Yeah.
But I think you can make have that conversation and say, hey, you know, I want to play basketball.
I'm not mad at you. And I want to give a shout out to my big sis, Cheryl Sweat, who's hanging out with us. Cheryl, what is going on? Still waiting for you to take me to lunch. Anyway, I want to put on the screen what Dede Felder said, and then I'm going to throw it over to Ashlyn. Dede Felder says, people have a right to change how they flow. Don't judge from a negative place. Lift her up. God uses us all. I agree with you to an extent, Dede. And I am not judging her. And I'm not trying to bash her either. We're just using this as a place of conversation because this is what we do on Shop Talk. This is, no person, no subject is off limits. And if this is the road that she wants to go, and if she doesn't want to sing direct gospel, direct, and I put that in quotations, the type of gospel music that we're accustomed to, fine. Hey, do what you got to do. Be you, but be the best you can be. So if this is the lane that you want to go down now, this is the genre that you have. Hey, there's no love lost. Do you?
She is boo sign over there.
But I also want to say, because I'm an artist.
Oh God.
I'm an artist that does not want to be classified necessarily as gospel, but as inspirational, because I don't want to be boxed. I listen to all type of music.
Yeah.
But my thing is the symbol that I put before the people, I'm not going to let it, I'm going to try my best not to have it waver. There's certain things that I think you need to do behind closed doors, and all of this we didn't need to see. There's a way you can be Holy Ghost sexy, and I feel as though you should have a team that you talk to before you just put yourself out there that you trust.
Yeah.
So that you got to reason some of these things out before you just put it out.
I feel you. It's all good. All of us have our own different and separate opinions. Ashton, I see you over there itching like you got ants in the pants and you need to dance. So I'll tell you what, the floor is now yours. What is your thought and opinion?
Okay, so I look, I'm not going to speak because I'm trying to gain followers. I'm not going to speak because I want to make everybody agree with me. This is my opinion, and I stand very firm on this opinion. If you just look at the picture and you don't understand the backstory, then you would say what we're saying. You know, how could she? Why would she? She needs counsel. She needs help. She needs support. The story is she feels rejected by the gospel industry. She felt thrown out. She felt tossed aside by the gospel industry. And so her statement, I'm not saying that it's the correct way to go about doing it, but her statement is, I'm a reject, and now you're gonna have to look at, you know, whatever. So that's her way of doing it. So here's the other thing. She completely rebranded herself. If you look at her Instagram, she literally has 11 posts. So she has 63,000 followers, but 11 posts. So what that tells me is she does have a new team. What that tells me is that she did walk away from the old. So all her old posts, all her old Sunday Best affiliation is all gone. There is no affiliation on there. She's got a season 4 on their Sunday Best. So Amber, I would advise you to take that off, but that's just my advice. But she walked away from the brand and now she's rebranding herself. But I think the key is she felt rejected by the gospel industry. So what's the easiest way to get back at or get the attention of, or I can't use certain words, but you know what I mean? Like, stick it to the gospel industry is I'm going to be half naked in a picture and put it all over social media for shock value, because I feel knocked out. I feel like you weren't, you know, whatever, all the feelings. Like, I can't speak for her, but that's really, like, I do respect that she rebranded herself. I do, you know, respect that she deleted all the posts and started all over again. But, you know, so, but I really want us on Shop Talk, on Freedom Radio, to be careful that we don't do exactly the thing that the gospel industry, that she felt the gospel industry did to her in the beginning, right? Initially, I don't want us to reject her. You know, I mean, we can definitely talk about it. We have our opinions, but this is where, because when I first looked at the picture, I was like, oh, Lord Jesus, what's going on? But now that I understand the backstory, now it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. So I wish she would have given us a little more information. I wish that she would have done an interview and posted an interview or something like that to give us the full story, because we're left. Here's the thing. When people don't fill in the blanks, you are left to fill in your own blanks.
And that's the problem.
Based on what you know. So
right.
we're filling in the blanks, but I don't, you know, I understand what it feels like to be rejected.
Me too.
And I also want to say, since we're talking about this, Yolanda, girl, you better teach the people, because you said a whole mouthful when you said, don't walk into a situation expecting other people to do everything for you. And my eyes are wide open going into this. Like I don't know, you know, what the outcome and all that stuff, like that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that I know who I am. I already have my support system in place. And this is just an opportunity to increase my territory. Thank you, Lord.
Right.
And so, you know, I'm also 46 years old. I'm not, you know, 19 or 20 or, you know, a baby. I wouldn't have been able to handle it if I was 19 or 20. I wouldn't.
Agreed.
I wouldn't. You might see me half naked on Instagram too afterwards, because I no. Jesus, no, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
That's why I was saying earlier, like, you have to make it clear. You know, what is it that you're saying? What is it that I get rejection? My depiction of rejection is going to be totally different from yours. And I like she on her post, she actually put what the verb and what the, you know, the noun version is. And I get it, and I felt rejected too. But okay, what is your solid movements? All right, that's cool. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And see, that's going back to what you were saying, Ash. It's like, all right, I mean, it was a blow, but and that might be her way, like blow, and then y'all say what you got to say, because I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do regardless of what y'all say, because she's been in the lane of rejection. Right. But just make it clear and concise, like, It is what it is.
And it is. And my thing is just, I want us to be careful as representatives of the gospel industry. I mean, representatives of human beings, you know what I mean? We're not supposed to judge not, lest you be judged. So let's just start there. But as representatives of the gospel industry, I just want us to be careful that we don't continue that judgmental rejection spirit that she has been accustomed to, or that she is reacting to currently right now.
Mean what you say what you mean.
With that, but I think you always got to be ready at the end of the day, because they're gonna find a problem with you. Period. There's gonna be a lot of people. Period. But I feel as though sometimes we don't have the platform to actually have that open conversation with people to where we can receive the good, bad, in between, and the ugly. All of us are not ready to say, "Oh, okay, well, maybe I should rethink this." You don't have those people in your corner to where you can actually have that conversation. Sometimes that eats you up to where you just be like, whatever.
Right. And also hurt people. So let's think about that. When you operate from a place of hurt and anger and resentment and feeling rejected, right? Those are all negative emotions. So if you're operating from a negative standpoint, then, what you're putting out might be hurtful to other people as well. And that's something that, comes with maturity.
Because the song is fire.
Can I say this?
The song is not even bad. The song's not even bad.
But allow me to say this, and I want a couple people are just getting on, and they're trying to figure out what it is that we're talking about. I won't throw the picture back up on the screen, but if you are on Instagram, if you follow season 4 winner of Sunday Best, Amber Bullock, just take a look at a couple of her most recent posts. At Sing Amber is her Instagram name, and I want to put ourselves on common ground. I want to just put this out here again. I am not at all trying to bash this young lady. I am not at all trying to say she's right or wrong. I just think that, in the thoughts, when you put your thought into what you're going to do, when you're making moves, things need to be well thought out and based on the decisions that we make, whether they're good or bad or indifferent. Based on decisions that we make, you're either going to reap a harvest or you're going to suffer repercussions. Period. What she's going to get from this, I don't know. She may get what she's looking for. Maybe she may not. I'm not exactly sure. It's not for me to say or to judge. I'm not at all trying to judge, but I will say this. Let me put what Sidra said on the screen. She said, if she's feeling overlooked by the gospel industry, she said, this won't get her what she wants. I like what she said. Then my big sis Cheryl Sweat comes right back behind. This right here is a great summarization. She says, integrity breeds success, not offense.
That's good.
I like that, Cheryl. That is great wisdom that you have shared. And so a lot of people are chiming in again. I am not at all a basher of gospel artists, because I am one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not at all trying to push her right or left, because it's not my job to do that. I just brought to the forefront what she put out herself. It's no secret. And hopefully those of you who are listening or watching us, whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube or listening to us on freedomradio.com, we pray that you aren't offended by this. We're just having open conversation. So with that being said,
Can I say one last thing? Is that okay?
Of course you can.
The Bible says, Proverbs 11:14, where there is no counsel, the people fall, but in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. This can go one of two ways. Either, and I say this with caution, either you have counsel and you don't listen, or there is no counsel.
Point blank.
And I believe in most of the time in the gospel industry, something that JaCorey said that I absolutely love, everybody is trying to be Beyonce. Well, the problem is you can duplicate, but you can't, you'll
replicate. Yep.
You cannot replicate that, right? She's one of a kind. Part of my thing, without us going too far, is part of it is there is not a lot. Last night on Sunday Best, Jonathan McReynolds said, he asked the gentleman, he said, how tall are you? And are you single? And I think a lot of people kind of missed what he was saying without hurting anybody's feelings. He said, oh man, there's not a lot of brothers like us. The problem is there's not enough representation of the certain things.
Hmm.
So a lot of times I feel like we don't have a lot of people to look up to. People fail us in so many areas that when we do need the counsel, it's not available.
Mm.
I can't say
Oh,
to
that's
you,
good.
there are a lot of gospel artists. Oh, I want to be like her. Okay, there's the Marys, there's Vanessa, there's this and this and that. But who do I pattern myself after?
Oh, that's good.
Who's available? So that makes a young lady reach for a Beyonce or Little Kim or this or this or that. And I'm not even come against them because they all have their own lane. But if the proper counsel is not available, people will fail.
Hmm.
I wouldn't post that not because I think it's improper. I would post it because my mama and my auntie and my cousin
Right.
and them, they're gonna call me, say, take it down. And I don't care how you feeling. It's about you're not gonna represent yourself. You're not gonna represent us. I'm not coming against Amber, but I do understand the feeling. But the problem is, do we blame her or do we blame the lack of counsel?
Oh, that's good.
Good. It's
And you
spot of gumbo.
to Cash App.
That is good. Right. What is your Cash App?
Yep.
Put that on the screen, Yolanda. Put your Cash App on the screen, and we will take offering now, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. We are taking offering because the preacher has brought the word. Come on,
Mhm.
If you can't eat that and simmer that,
Jesus,
hey, shayada.
Jesus, Jesus,
So
Jesus.
here, this is part of the reason why I brought Yolanda on, because of the fact that she is an artist that's like at the seams of bursting out into stardom, to that visible stardom that is beyond Facebook, that's beyond Instagram. That's why I brought her on, and you know, because again, she deals with so many different people in different ways
Mhm.
that I knew that she would bring some wise counsel into this whole conversation, and the mere fact that she, as like Amber, is also a curvy woman, and she knows, but she knows how to definitely work her curves and you know, still look saved and sanctified. You know, so I that was another reason why I brought Yolanda on. Thank you, Yolanda, for being a part. We're going to keep this show going. We got so much more to talk about. Now, again, I know many people are just kind of joining in and kind of missed some of what we were talking about. Again, I won't post a picture again. People have asked me to do it, and I won't do that. But if you are on Instagram, just go to @SingAmber. @SingAmber. And we're talking about season 4 winner Amber Bullock and her decision to post pictures relative to a song that she recently recorded to where she's feeling rejected by the gospel music industry. All right, listen, we're going to move on. We still have so much to talk about. Before we close this whole thing out, though, about Sunday Best, Ashlyn, we already talked about that we're going to create a special Zoom for this coming Sunday so that we all can hang out with you directly and view this coming Sunday's episode. Anything else you want to add about this whole Sunday Best journey?
Oh, I had to come off mute. Let me just say, wow. Stay tuned. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. This is like I'm watching the show literally just like you are. And I know that may sound crazy, but as the season unfolds, you'll begin to see, because it's just that I'm just excited. I'm excited to share this experience with the world. I have made some incredible friends and family through this process. What was so crazy is that all the babies that were on the show, they all call me mom now. So if you ever see us on Instagram, and because I was the OG of the group, I was the OG at 46. That's okay. I'll take it. Mm-hmm. And it was so cute to like have all my babies, you know what I mean? So that was really a wonderful thing. And I just, what I found out about myself even more, I think it was confirmation, even in those first, the first episode. I'm an encourager. That's what I do. I mean, God decided, and he, orchestrated things to have this be something that I participate in. But at the end of the day, I'm an encourager. And it was so obvious to me just being with the young people on the show, and just, encouraging them, to take deep breaths, and you got it, and stay focused and all that stuff. I'm a cheerleader. And so it really just brought out my best qualities. And so for that, I'm very, very grateful. So I'm excited to see you next week with y'all. Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. And we will definitely do that again. We'll have all the details available to everyone within a day or so, but we are going to create a Zoom, Freedom Radio Zoom, for as many of us that want to join in with us. We'll open the doors, the Zoom doors, about 4:45, and we will stream, Sunday Best into the Zoom. We'll be able to watch it together, be able to post comments, and then during the commercial breaks, we'll be able to talk about, what we saw and what we're thinking about, and be able to have a fun experience with our Freedom Radio family. So certainly,
yeah, because the commercial breaks are long enough so we can talk about it.
She's salty. I will say that you definitely check your local listings if you can't participate in the Zoom, because even though we're on the West Coast, and you may just automatically think, oh, West Coast is going to be 8 p.m. For me, it aired at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast, and it was also on, it was on at 8 p.m. on the East Coast. So just check your local listings. Some people did have to wait till 8 p.m. on the West Coast. So it's check whoever your provider is. It does matter. But if you want to see it at 5 p.m., come on in Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, most definitely. We're going to definitely make that happen. Shout out to Tyree Miller II. Shout out to Keisha Russell. Also, shout out to Ryan J. Fontenot, and so many more that are hanging out with us. Kim Smith, what is going on? Glad to have y'all hanging out with us. Tell you what, let's switch this a little bit, lighten the mood a little bit, and let's take a look at some birthdays. Boy, you guys get hyphy, boy, about some Sunday best. Anyway, I'm gonna give out some birthday shout outs. First of all, start out with my cousin, Carolyn Hendricks, the mother of drummer extraordinaire Tyrone Hendricks. My cousin turned 69 today. Shout out to Gerald Ford. Happy birthday to Valley Towns. Happy birthday to my cousin, Hosea Tollfree. Happy birthday to David Boxton. Happy birthday, 34th birthday to Michael Trainer Jr. 27th birthday to Johnny Davison. Happy birthday to Kathy D. Mitchell Willis. My boy, bass player Kenneth Van Zant, and also bassist extraordinaire Pick Funk Eric Smith. That is my guy. Happy birthday to all of them. All right, Ashlyn, any birthdays you'd like to share today? No, you're last. I come to you. Any birthdays you want to share today?
Ooh, yes, no, because Facebook is trying not to let me be famous and fabulous, so I can't find my birthday list, but that's all right. Because guess what? I'm going to shout out Casey and his beautiful wife. Today is their Music Mondays. Y'all make sure y'all check in today. And I'm pretty sure they have it like re-aired on Facebook. But it's Music Mondays for the Pringles. So check them out. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
You know what? I cannot. Ja'Cory, any birthdays you'd like to share, bro?
Let me shout out Daryl Lee Ross. Again, you had Gerald Ford. Happy birthday to you. Nico Lewis. I got a list today. Taylor Anthony. And I also just want to shout out 2 days ago was Charlie Brown. Javen Williams, one of our bad keyboardists of the Bay Area. It was his birthday. Happy birthday to you all.
Most definitely. And as we move forward, I don't normally do this, but later this week, my guy and my girl, Pastor Cornell and Carmel Wheeler, they are twins. And many people didn't know that, but they are twins. We grew up together, went to high school together, sang together, played music together, grew up together. They will be turning 50 on this coming Wednesday. So many of my friends we were all born in 1970. Derek Hall and Aaron Barr and the Wheelers, and so many of us that were born in 1970 that are all turning 50 this year. I'll be doing that same thing if the Lord delays us coming in the month of August. And but I definitely want to mention Cornell and Carmel. We call her Candy, but her real name is Carmel. They will both be turning 50 on this week on Wednesday. Yolanda, you have any birthdays you would like to share? You're on mute, sweetie. You're on mute.
I'm on mute. No, but if today's your birthday, and I didn't say it, happy birthday. Please don't come on here first. So get a little bit older. I'm still nice and sweet, but I mean, today, happy birthday. But listen, Don't have a party. Stay inside your house and celebrate on Zoom.
Come on.
Okay.
Most definitely, most definitely. Also, Stacey Williams reminded me that on, I believe, tomorrow is her daughter Danielle's birthday. She turns 22. I cannot believe that little girl is turning 22 tomorrow.
Wow.
And again, shout out to Kim Smith. She says, I enjoy this show. Happy birthday to me, June 8th. Well, I hear you, Kim.
Happy birthday.
Happy belated birthday.
Yes.
Last but not least, Ashlyn, any birthdays or celebrity birthdays you may want to share?
So many birthdays today. My goodness. Okay, so just hold on. I'm going to take a deep breath. Ooh, Daniel Caceres, David Boxton, Kenneth Van Zant, Mario S, Sabrina Williams, Pick Funk you mentioned. Let me shout out Aaron Etrium and Jennifer Graham and Herman Wilson. Happy birthday, sir. Of course, we mentioned my nephew, Javen, Bill Spencer, Carlin Williams. Shout out to Life Restoration Ministries. And Yasmin Simpson. Now, I got to go to celebrity birthdays because there's so many. There's so many. Today is Kevin Hart's 41st birthday. So shout out to Kevin Hart. Today is also rapper 50 Cent's birthday. How old is 50 Cent?
45.
Oh, my goodness. Ding, 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 ding. He got it. So today is also Sylvester Stallone's birthday. I'm like, what was going on in the water?
74.
What? You know what? Are you looking at the sheet? Is that what's happening right now?
Oh, the camera. I'm guessing.
74.
Come on.
Today is also George W. Bush. You know, it's I'm looking at it.
82.
No, 74 also. 74,
Oh,
74.
100?
Wow. Today is also Tia Mowry's birthday, one of the twins. How old? Well, if it's Tia, then it has to be. Wait. So what's so funny is why do they not have the twins' pictures on here?
Maybe one was born at midnight and the other one was born at 12:02.
Oh, maybe that's good. Yolanda, you could pick yourself up off the floor. Okay, so Tia, one of the twins, is 42 today.
Wow, I'm 1 year older than her. Okay.
And her sister, is it Tamara or Tamara? It's Tamara. Tia and Tamara. Yes, her picture's on here. It was lower down because they put these pictures in order of status.
Oh,
ooh, that's shade. That's shade right there. That's she's like 3 rows down. Ooh, whoa. Okay. Let's see. We also have. I know it was one more. Hold on. Oh, the Dalai Lama is 85 today.
Oh, wow.
Praise God. And that's it. That's it for celebrity birthdays. So if that's it. So look, I love birthdays. I love birthdays because it is a moment. It's a moment in time that I can look back over my life and look and see how far God has brought me. And so I want to encourage you today that if it's your birthday today or this week or this month, or guess what? This year, celebrate your birthday. This is the day that the Lord has made, and he made it for you. And not only did he made it for you, but he made it for us because he gave us you. So please find a way to celebrate yourself. And like Yo said, stay home.
Peace.
Social distance, like shelter in place, but love on yourself today. Start a Zoom call. Start a text thread with all your friends. Do something to show God how much you appreciate that he made you on this day. So from all of us here at Shop Talk and Freedom Radio, happy birthday.
That's good stuff. I appreciate that. As a matter of fact, me and my family, we were supposed to be going on a cruise later this month out of Miami, Florida. We was going to the Bahamas or somewhere we was going. And obviously that got canceled. We still was thinking about trying to do some kind of a trip because every year we do some sort of a family trip. And since the kids are out and my wife is off work, we thought about making, maybe going to Hawaii again and taking the girls. But man, listen, the whole world is crazy. I'm about to dig a hole back here, put some water in there, and I'm about to get in it. You understand? And call it a pool. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dig a hole to put some water in the hole and just make things happen. Let's all be smart and let's all be safe out there. We're seeing spikes everywhere. We're seeing spikes here in California. We're seeing spikes in the coronavirus literally around the country. We thought we were getting ready to open church in a couple of weeks, but Doesn't sound like that's going to happen. And let's all just be smart. You know, everybody's getting these masks and designer masks and do whatever you got to do to make yourself feel comfortable. But when you go out in the public, please, ma'am, please, sir, I'm talking to myself as well. Let's put a mask on. Let's be safe. And let's do what we can to keep ourselves safe and alive. People,
and let's wear it right.
Yeah. I'm not trying to die right now. I got things I'm still trying to do. So
yeah, I think that's really important detail. And I wonder if we can just tarry here. Let's just tarry here for 1 second, because I think that it's really important. We kiki and ha ha on this show, but we really need to take a moment and really say how serious this is. This corona, I mean, God is bigger than corona. Yes. But for whatever reason, he's allowing this to happen. Okay. So this is happening on the earth right now. And it's happening to all of us. Mm-hmm. It's not isolating any one person or one country or one area. This is affecting all of us. And so what's happening in this country, if you notice, Europe, Australia, all these other places other than us, all their numbers are going down, down, down. In some places, they've reported 0 cases in a day. We have now spiked over 7,000 in a day. 7,000 new cases. And that was just in California. I'm talking about in the state of California, 7,000 new cases just in one day. Over 50,000 cases nationwide in one day. People are younger are dying from corona. Mm-hmm. So it's really a matter of this perspective for me, right? Because I feel I'm healthy. Like I don't have any symptoms. I don't have so I could say I don't have it, but I honestly don't know. So I have to protect other people from what I might be a carrier of and stay away from them. So this sort of, I don't know if it's ego. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but yes, God is bigger than corona, but he is allowing this to happen. And so we just need to be mindful. I mean, I would never jump in front of a train and say, God is going to protect me. That's just not smart, right? That's just not smart. So I just want to really encourage us, because we're still in the first wave of this. That's what a lot of people are not understanding. They're thinking that this is the second wave. No, this is still the first wave. They're anticipating a second wave. So let's just do what we got to do and conquer this thing. And I need y'all to be praying. Right. If we go to scripture, if my people who are called by my name. Now, that scripture starts with if. That scripture does not start with when. It starts with if. If my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and then
like a
will I heal the land.
That's a hypothesis, if and when. Heck,
so
it is.
If you're wondering what to do during that time, go to that scripture.
That's really good. And to top that off, I think sometimes as the believer, we need to also realize that the Bible is still being written. Mm-hmm. That book is, just because you just got that book sitting on the table, it's still being written. And you could be, I mean, he could still wipe us all out right now.
If he wanted to.
If he wanted to.
I think the other part is I had the opportunity to travel this weekend, and I'm going to tell you, I love traveling. I do. I really love it. Like, I just even like being in the airport. I just like the whole experience from the top to bottom. This is the first time I've flown out of the country, and that's not a brag. It's to say I've flown several hours, and no sleeping pills, nothing like that. I just enjoyed the experience. This is the first time I've flown, and I just didn't enjoy it. I flew to see a friend, and Demetrius knows I was scared. He's like, "You okay?" I was like nervous. First of all, he said, "You are responsible for your own health." And my mother, who was a nurse, she was nervous. My mom was never nervous. Okay, she's not scared of anything. When the COVID started, she was at home chilling. So, but there were no. I flew American. There were no temperature checks. There were none. There is no exaggeration about that. There were no temperature checks. You did have to wear a mask. Once you got ready to board, you did have to wear a mask, and you were asked to wear the mask for the duration of the flight. Unless you were eating, you were asked to wear the mask. If you didn't wear the mask, or if you didn't agree, then you could lose your privilege to fly that airline again. But outside of that, that was it. there was no social distancing on the flight. I sat next to a person, and if you don't know me, I'm a lovey-dovey kind of girl, like bushy bright tail kind of person. I don't mind sitting next to people. I have a conversation. I might tell you about Jesus. I mean, I'm cool. But this was different, and it was uncomfortable, and it felt a little unsafe. So I'm saying that to say, in agreement to what Ashlyn has said, you really, really need to practice being cautious and careful. It's like driving. You got to really drive for somebody else, because everybody's not in that space. Some people, you walk too close, they jump back, and that's a really uncomfortable feeling in itself. But then there were some people who just bumped into you, and then when you're in the airport, sometimes you just can't help the bump. So really, I would suggest, even though I did fly, let me tell you something, I'm not going anywhere outside of Walmart for just a little while, because I just don't think this wave is over. I'm a church kid to my soul. I haven't been at church in 4 months. It don't really feel that great to me. But it's, but I'd rather do that and live. So I said that to say, please, if you don't have to travel, don't. I was more safe on the train, where they were very big about practicing social distancing. If you don't have to travel, don't. If you don't have to make extreme runs, don't. You don't need any more clothes. You can stay your tail out the mall.
That's what I'm
just don't do things that you don't need to do, because it's not worth it. And like something Ashley said, we could all be sitting right here and have it, and you don't know. So let's not believe. I believe God is all knowing. He's all seeing. He's all doing. But I also believe He don't play.
That's good. That's good.
And based on that, this is actually a good segue. I was going to do something completely different for help a brother, help a sister out, but this actually has segued into something that both me and Ashlyn wanted to talk about. And that is, over the weekend, Kanye West says that he's going to run for president. And I think I'm not political. I'm not a person that's into politics, nothing like that. I couldn't tell you what happens from one bill to the next, or what all the different things that happen in Congress. But I can tell you this right here. I know that if Kanye does run, hopefully somebody talks him out of it. But if he does run, I can just see this splitting the Democratic vote.
Exactly.
And backfiring to where Trump ends up doing a second term.
Exactly.
And I think if there's ever a time that we need to be wise, if there's ever a time that we need to be vigilant, and if there's ever a time that we need to just open our eyes and see the devil for what he is. I'm not calling Kanye West a devil, but I'm saying that this whole situation has devilish stuff around it.
Ooh, come on.
And we need to be able to be smart enough, wise enough, vigilant enough to be able to know that even during this Black Lives Matter campaign that is going on, we also need to realize that we have a very serious situation on our hands come November 2020, where we have to vote and prayerfully vote in a new president. And what we've seen over the last 4 years, what we've seen over the last 6 months, just during this whole coronavirus situation, and how things have been handled, to me, does not have the country in mind as an overall, in total. It does not have me in mind as a Black man. There's just so many things that's going on in this year. And beside all of that, we got to get ready to vote for a new president. Ashlyn, Jacory, Davaris, Yolanda, let's hang our hat here for a moment, and let's kind of get some opinions on what we think is happening. Ashlyn, I'll start with you.
So thank you, Dito. And yes, we definitely need to talk about this. So one very key point that I want to remind everybody, some of you may have already caught this. Trump was losing at the polls, basically, right? We're in our pre-election season, and he's losing at the polls. Kanye is a Trump supporter.
Right.
Trump has Kanye's ear.
Right.
I can just imagine Trump picking up the phone and being like, hey, Kanye, here's a great idea. With everything that's going on, why don't you run for president? I'm not saying this happened. Okay, I'm not saying this happened. This is just in my wildest imagination. And Kanye being like, oh, that's a great idea. Knowing full well what D-Toll just said is absolutely true. Because Trump won't win if it's only one opponent. If it's only one option other than Trump, Trump will not win. It's just not, it's not, I'm going to speak against that. It's not possible. But just like he said, if you split that vote, what that means is all the votes that Joe Biden would have gotten. And I don't have my pom-poms up for Joe Biden. I mean, I'm going to hold my tongue, but anyone but Trump. Okay. Can we just say that? Anyone but Trump. But if those votes that should go to Joe Biden go to somebody else, it's going to split the vote and Trump is going to end up in office. It's exactly like D-Toll said. So I want you all to just to keep in mind, and I want you to have these conversations. These are tough conversations of our time.
Yeah.
They have to be had. They must be had. You have to have the tough conversation. We're in a tough time. You got to have tough conversation.
Yeah.
Please, Kanye, please, sir, do not do this. Please do not do this. And I don't even know that it's possible. Honestly, from a legal standpoint, it might just be a publicity stunt. I thought once the candidates were chosen that was it. That's what I thought. I could be totally wrong. I didn't know they could introduce another candidate.
Independent.
Right.
Right. So this is, and Kanye could do it. Kanye has enough people, financial backing, opportunity, all that stuff. He actually could pull it off, but it's going to put Trump back in office. That's just, and it might be a stunt. It might be a Trump stunt. So just be mindful of that.
Most definitely.
I also think we need to have that conversation with.
I know you're on borrowed time. Go ahead, Corey.
I think we really need to start having this conversation more with our younger crowd, because the thing is, we're living in a day to where a lot of the youngsters are really into that Hollywood love and hip hop drama lives, to where if Kanye was to just even have his name on there, they feel as though I know your music and I've connected with it to where, hey, you got my vote. So I feel as though the conversation needs to be had at dinner tables with these young people so they can actually understand. It's time to reason, the cause and effect, so they can understand what's really at hand.
I agree. I agree. Now, Davaris, you've been kind of quiet in these last few minutes. I do want to mention Mark Pringle, Ashland's brother.
Yes, come on.
He just chimed in and said, vote Trump out. And he said, this is what I like that he said, we need to encourage all youth who turned 18 this year to register. Encourage all of our youth to register and vote. And now your nephew, Casey, Ashton, your nephew, just came in and said, I heard it was true. Kanye just said that for attention because he's putting out a new record. He was on live talking about it. I hope that it's just a stunt. I pray that it is just a stunt. But Davaris, I mean, give me your thoughts on this.
I think having more education about how the whole voting process works will give us a clear understanding on how important voting is. And it's really the electoral votes in each state too. So people need to understand that part also. If we, like you said, these are hard conversations that we need to have. We need to be truthful about it. And like I said, with the truth, we need to educate the process, the voting process completely. Like I'm telling you, I think the average American do not know the complete voting process and how it runs and how they really tally the vote, like the weight of it, like the electoral votes. And so if we do that also, and speak about that, we got time to be, shouting out folks and hashtagging on Instagram and all that. Let's hashtag some, some real information on how the voting process, works. So that's my spiel about that too. And Kanye is funny.
Bless his heart. We're praying for him
right.
that as we talked about earlier, that wise counsel would prevail. And if this is true, that what Casey was saying, that this is all a stunt because he has a new album coming out, shame on you, man. If that's what you're doing to try to promote an album, shame on you, brother. woe be unto you. Because I'm telling you, times are too serious for us to be playing around like this. I don't have time. You think I'm gonna go buy an album because you talking about you want to run for president? That's not a good stunt to promote music. Our whole country is in shambles, and in a few months we're going to be trying to come together to make a vote to keep our future intact. So, woe be unto you, man, if that was just a tactic to try to get your music out. And I promise you, I don't have none of Kanye's music now because he looks twisted and demented. So I don't have none of his music now. So I promise you, if that was a stunt for an album promotion, I promise you I won't be getting that next album. Let me calm myself down. Yolanda, what thoughts might you have about this whole thing?
So a friend and I have heated discussion about Kanye because he's like, see, he hasn't said nothing, and the whole gospel music, release and music was all a stunt. And no, you don't. No, you don't know, and you shouldn't see it like that. But the problem is, you've been really quiet. And while I think it is wisdom to know what to talk about and when to talk about it, you haven't said anything. And now you decide you want to run for president. I'm not judging the guy. I don't know him, of course, but I just get scared when people just jump on bandwagons. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden you appear. And so I agree so much with DeVar said. We need to be educated. Really, we just need a good old school lessons, my mom would say, about what the voting, the government, the process. We really need that because I don't think we really understand what's going on. And it's one thing to tell us to vote, but I don't think a lot of us know what we're even voting for. We don't understand what's going on locally. We don't understand what's going on from that step. We don't understand what's going on from that step. And I'm going to put myself in the line and tell you, I don't even understand some of the steps myself because I vote from a different space. Mm-hmm. My mama grew up in the country. Mom couldn't walk on the same side of the street as white people. My mama picked cotton. So I vote because my mama fought and my ancestors fought and my aunties fought for the right for me to walk in the store, no matter my color. I'm being honest. That's why I do it, because they fought for that right. I owe them that. Yeah. But I think the problem is we don't have enough education. And so then when we see somebody like Kanye, it's like, and I agree with this, what everyone said is each point was so true. I love the music, to be honest. I think the music is phenomenal. I'm not here to judge if he and God rock like that or not. We don't know the matters of his heart. Yeah. But the problem is your fruit, honey, is not showing up right.
That's good.
So it's cool to drop gospel music, all of that. That's cool. But now, what's going on with you?
Yeah.
Now you want to run for president?
Yeah. That's good.
I need to see what you're doing about us.
Yeah, that's
maybe you just a black guy stuck in a white guy's body or something. We don't know.
Wow.
I don't care that your wife is white. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's no Shana Ash. She'll take it like that. I'm saying to you, it doesn't matter what color your wife is, how famous they are. None of that matters. What are you doing with the body and the color that the Lord gave you?
That's good.
And why are we seeing you talking?
That's good. I want to add real quick just a little bit of information because we're talking about being educated, and this is new information to me. So I wanted to just share this as well. The question on Google, the top question is, can Kanye West actually run for president? And so technically there is a way that West could still run for president. According to reports, he would have to register as an independent candidate, and this would depend on where he wanted to run, as deadlines for those intending to run in several states have already passed. So according to US media, there is still time to register in some states, but for Texas, New Mexico, Indiana, Maine, and North Carolina, the deadline has passed. For the majority of other states, the deadline is August. So if West ran separate of the two-party system, he could do so for a party like the Green Party. However, there is controversy surrounding these candidates. I do also want to point out, Kanye West did not vote in the last election.
Wow.
And we living in a time to where, guess what, anything can happen, because we got a jokester in there now that I was just like, where is the checklist? Because I feel as though if you can be the president, there got to be a checklist and everything. Where is the checklist? Who is checking the list?
The money's checking the list.
And
The
then
money is checking the list.
Right.
Exactly, Yolanda. Exactly. The money.
and how the electoral college work, the electoral college system, each state gets a certain number of electors based on its total number of representatives in Congress. So you got to know how many representatives you have in Congress that represent your state. Each elector casts one electoral vote following the general election, and there's a total of 538 electoral votes. The candidate that gets more than half, which is 270, wins the election for that state. That's how it's working. So y'all need to know. We vote, but it's like when we vote, then it goes down to Congress, and depending on how many people you got for your state.
Right.
Votes.
This is why they always shuffling the deck. This is why you wonder why a new president comes in, he brings all his own people. Like, what's wrong with the old people? Because they have to bring their own camp that are going to sway the votes in one direction or the other.
Yep. So know the representatives in your state, know that, you know, that vote counts. We vote, but that vote counts too. So if you win more than 270, you know, electoral votes, you win.
Yes. And exactly, Adrian, yes, he's a Trump supporter, but he didn't vote for Trump. Yes, that is a fact.
Yeah. Shout out to Charlene Moore hanging out with us. What's going on, Charlene? Glad to have you tuned in and watching.
Yes.
Shout out to Pearl Ricks hanging out with us. Lena Arnold, if I didn't mention you earlier. My dude, Jared Lott in the virtual building. Yolanda Prothro, the mama of Jacory, is hanging out with us. Jeremy Gibson in the virtual building. He is so funny. Yes. Jeremy is hilarious. He was commenting to Yolanda where she was saying that, you know, she's white or whatever, talking about Kanye's wife, and oh my God, he's talking about that she's not white, she's cardboard box brown. That part. That boy, he is so funny. Glad to have everybody hanging out with us. Listen, I was getting ready to play. As you notice, things have just been going crazy. I haven't even had a chance to take a music break. We're not going to take one now. We're going to keep things going. And Jacory, I know you got to get ready to step out to handle some business. We appreciate you hanging out with us. If you get a chance to jump back in, obviously we will throw you back into the camp with us. But we're going to make things happen. So we'll be saying goodbye to him in a minute. Let's do something. Let's try to lighten things up for a second. I mean, oh my God, we have been on one
talking with the throat.
I mean, man, you guys are checking me in. Here's what we're gonna do. Let me try. I want to try this. Oh, that's what that does. I've been talking with the producers behind the scenes, and the producers behind the scenes. We've been dealing with all these different camera angles. And I've been wanting to try this particular angle. This is cute. That's nice.
I like this. Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Listen, I want to lighten things up, and I want to pick. It's not necessarily a one has to go per se. But I want to throw something on the screen because all of us kind of grew up in the same era. And so all of us should be understanding of this right here. I'm going in the wrong way.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Jesus. Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Yes.
What was your favorite childhood candy? Now, I have on the screen Cherry Clan, Boston Baked Beans, Johnny Apple Treats, Jesus the Christ, by God, Lemon Heads. There are some Boston Baked Beans up there. There's
why got the line across the middle?
I have no idea. I didn't do that. Did somebody else did that?
What's going on with that?
I don't know. Somebody got the devil in them. Anyway, Boston Baked Beans. We've got Mr. Melon. I never saw Mr. Melon. I don't even know what that is. Alexander the Grape. And so we got, and the other ones I think is a Jawbreaker or something like that. So out of all of these, which one is your favorite? So now Jared Lott already chimed in and he said that Blow Pops was, oh, that's Lena Arnold. Jared Lott said that
Lena Arnold, she creates her own lane.
I ain't mad at
it. It's not even on there.
Kirsten Williams says Lemon Heads all the way. All right, people started chiming in. So Ashley, let me start with you. Do you even know any of these candies?
Which way do I go? Which side do I go?
I keep hitting the wrong thing.
Which side do I go?
You know what? I don't know. So how about we just take it off the screen, Mr. Producer?
Let's see. I'll go all the way. I'm gonna go with lemon heads. That was my favorite. I love and here we go. Okay, so yes, let's see. So the I don't know about this cherry clan, and that seems a little.
What? Are you kidding me right now?
No, I don't like cherry, Dito. You don't know this about me, but I don't like anything cherry flavored. Nothing. Boston baked beans, hated them.
What?
Johnny Apple Treats. I didn't really have access to those, so I don't know a whole lot about Johnny Apple Treats. They weren't really in the stores. Lemon Heads all the way, all day. Red Hots all day, yes. Jawbreakers, yes. Mr. Melon, I want some of those right now today. I've never seen Mr. Melon.
Me neither.
Okay, well, good. Okay, and Alexander the Great. I think I saw those maybe at a novelty shop, but they weren't. Here's what we had. Out of all these, we had Lemon Heads and Red Hots. Those were the only two that we had in the store, and those were the ones that got ate. The Jawbreakers, I think, used to come in a long plastic, like a plastic thing like this. They didn't come in a box like that, but they came in like a long, clear. I don't know. But then Lemon Head. Can somebody bring me some of those right now?
You know what? Okay.
I'm looking on Amazon. I'm going to Amazon right now. Give me some Lemon Heads.
Yeah. Okay, Yolanda, let me come to you. You might have to move one way or the other just to get.
Oh, somebody see my cute face.
There you go.
Hey. Which one would be your favorite?
So really, Mr. Lemon, Great, and Lemon Head, they all kind of the same thing. They just different flavors.
I don't know.
See, first of all, I grew up. I know nobody thinks black people in Denver, but I grew up in Denver, and so in between Sunday school and 11 o'clock service, we went to the corner store, and which I wasn't supposed to go to. So I love Lemon Heads, but they're kind of really this Lemon Head, Mr. Lemon. They're really all the same thing. So yeah, Lemon Heads.
Okay.
And, number 3, I think that's a cherry strawberry kind of thing. I remember the box.
So you know what? It's so many of them. Now, Ashton just walked away. I was getting ready to tell her that Yolanda Profro says that she has some right there for her with her name on it. So, but Ashton had walked away. She's gone. Okay. So now, Davaris, I'm gonna throw it out to you. Now, of these, which ones is your favorite?
Okay. So, there we go. So, check this out. Did you know that Boston baked beans is the only candy that had a peanut in it?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Now the rest of them did not. So I was part of that team, Boston Beans. Yes.
No.
I loved it. Yes. And the Red Hots. I love those too.
Yeah, Red Hots is the Lord's doing. They modeled.
Yes. But see, they downgraded. Then they took, the heat from it. Like it's not as hot. Like the Red Hots, they didn't took the heat index down from that too. So I'm not down with that either. Now it did smell like spit to me because it was cinnamon, but I don't care. It was good.
Wow.
I know, right? That was TMI. But those are the only 2 that I actually eat. The rest of them,
that was
trash.
Okay. Listen, you guys are so funny. Now everybody was kind of quiet all day. Different. I was getting comments here and there and everywhere. I start posting some candy. I got people like Jermaine and Tremaine, the Moore twins, chiming in. I got singer extraordinaire Joshua Carter chiming in. We've got the incredible singer Daisha Moore chiming in. We've got Pastor William Coleman III chiming in. We've got my homegirl Lynn Johnson chiming in. All of a sudden, people who've been quiet all this day are starting to talk about this candy. Listen.
Oh, wait, Dee Felder. Wait, she talking about hot tamales now. If you put a hot tamales on there, now they would have won. They took the cake out of all of these right here.
That hot
tamales.
I agree.
Mike and Ike. Come on.
Hot tamales is the Lord's doing, and it is kind of not shade. Marvelous in my eyes. Bye.
Y'all like Mary Jane's? Did y'all like Mary Jane's? I love Mary Jane.
What is that?
I don't even know what that is.
So it's like it's a hard toffee with peanut butter inside.
No, you lost me on
wow,
peanuts.
that's a country.
No. No.
That's right. It was Charleston Shoes.
Oh no.
I ain't mad about the country part. I'm just saying
No, Charleston Shoes. No.
Charleston Shoes are good.
I'm still trying to get Charleston Chew out this back tooth right here. It's still stuck right there from the 8th grade. I still can't get it out there. Every time it's like it's still.
And you know now, ladies, it was 2 ways you can eat it. Maybe I'm very country. 2 ways you can eat it. You can make it soft and stretch it out like taffy.
Stretch it out.
Or you can freeze it and crunch it up and break it up, and then you have more to eat.
No.
Ooh, next you're gonna say Laffy Taffy. Lord Jesus, that's
Okay, you know what?
Yes.
So Daisha Moore says that reason why she hadn't chimed in before now is because she likes candy, not drama. I'm not mad at it.
Hilarious.
People have started chiming and cracking me up. Adrian Johnson still hanging out with us, and she says, "What about the banana and apple taffy candy?" Yeah, I know about that. Now Johnson Carter says, talking about nomelators, he put his in the microwave. I've never
stretch it. It's the most beautiful.
No, wait about now and laters.
Yes, you put it in the microwave. You make it soft, pliable, and then you stretch it out, and it just stretches, and you got more.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so cute.
That is. Now,
Oh my.
what? I
love y'all so much.
We love you too. So, okay.
Go there, Detail. Go there.
I was getting ready to still talk about taking a music break. I don't have time. Today's show has been going so crazy, so bananas, that I don't even have time to take a music break. I know that we have people who we could play. I know we got Daisha Moore. We could have obviously played some of her music. We got Leah Marie, who was watching. I could have obviously played some of her music. But because today is going the way it's going, I tell you what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get ready to jump in right now. Did I say that? Did I say it right, Devaris?
Yes, you did.
Right
now. Yep. Yeah.
We're going to jump in right now to today's Ask Shop Talk. Now, this is a segment, and Yolanda, you have got to chime in because we've got to help somebody out. This is the segment.
Holy Ghost.
Where Sabrina Robertson started this. Shout out to Sabrina, who is hanging out with us today as well, who is an incredible host of High Tea with Bree that airs on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on Freedom Radio. Ashlyn has now taken the reins of Ask Shop Talk. And before we jump into it, I just want to let you know that the thoughts and opinions of Ask Shop Talk are not necessarily the thoughts and opinions of freedomradio.com. With that being said, let me throw it over to Ashlyn and when she's ready, let me pull up today's Ask Shop Talk. The virtual floor is now yours.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Dito. I promise you, I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying to bring this story to you, or this request. Look, this is one of our listeners. They need help, y'all. They need help. Okay. So we're going to put our heads together. We're going to put our wisdom together. Yolanda's going to give us a scripture to put in there. We're going to scripturetize it. We're going to detolarization it. We're going to get some clarity. Okay. This week's Ask Shop Talk goes like this. I just got engaged to my high school sweetheart and I'm grateful we didn't let Corona's plans stop God's plans. Oh, we can shout right there. Yes. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Everything is going well, except with my mother. She is not happy that I proposed at all. When I told her about my marriage plan, she said, well, at least you won't be sad if she ever leaves you. That girl is so ugly, the sun comes up just to hear her crow.
Wow.
What do I say to that? He asks us. What if she says it to my fiance? I love her for who she is and not what she looks like. Help.
Ashlyn, as usual, you play too much, man. This poor fella. I tell you what.
Oh, God.
I have an exact plan on what to do.
Oh, God.
It goes like this.
Don't you leave. He left.
Oh, you know what? I can't believe he left. He always does that. All right, y'all. So look, we need to get this young man some help. I'm assuming that this is a young couple because he said, I just got engaged to my high school sweetheart. Now I'm making that assumption. Okay. I'm making that assumption. He's grateful that, Corona didn't stop their plans. Wonderful. Everything's going well. His mother apparently either doesn't like this young lady, is salty, or maybe she's telling the truth. We don't know. Who are we to judge? But she says to her son, the advice that she gives her son is, well, at least you won't be sad if she ever leaves you, because that girl is so ugly. The sun comes up just to hear her crow. Well, we don't have a picture reference, so we can't really speak to that. But what do we say to this young man? First of all, how does he respond to his mom? He's concerned that now his mom might say this to his fiance and maybe, I don't know, run her off or whatever. And he does love her for who she is. He's not tripping on, and that's, anyway, what we gonna do? What we gonna do with this young man, y'all?
Well, one part of it is he's gonna cleave to his wife, and so he's gonna have to really talk to his mama. He's gonna have to talk to his fiance and say, look, if any other time that you feel like you need to pull your bootstraps up, this is the time. I think, because she has to be prepared, because the thing about mamas, and I don't know what age she is, if she's one of the people that do not have a filter and feel like that, you can say whatever you want to, because especially down here in the country, they don't care. They're like, you need to push back from that table. You get a little fat.
Oh, Jesus.
But you're fat. See, it's those situations, So I think a conversation, again, has to be said. I think he do need to prepare his wife, but he got to let her know, like, I don't care if my mama say whatever, you're my wife, and I'm planning a life with you. He do need to have a conversation with his mama, because even though that is his, I know. Well, you show it exactly.
Oh, God.
You show is ugly. That's exactly what they say.
I hear what you're saying. I'm just gonna interrupt you because I hear what you're saying. However, like, it's one thing to say that, but it's another thing to have a mother that doesn't like you, a mother-in-law, excuse me, that doesn't like you.
Exactly.
I've been in those. Look, I'm just gonna be transparent. I've been there.
Right.
I've been there. I've been the wife that people were kind of like, at one moment, everybody loved me, and then when things weren't going the way that they thought that they should, now I couldn't come to the picnic.
Well, that's life. But here's the thing: that's a decision you got to make. Are you going to concentrate on the 80? Or are you going to concentrate on the 20?
Right.
And so that's the decision. We have to make those life decisions regardless, because everything ain't gonna be peachy clean. Especially we don't know if he a mama boy. We don't know, if his relationship with his mom is so strong that he makes his decision off of that. We don't know a whole lot of stuff, but our conversations need to be had.
Sure.
And they need to stand on it. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. And Sidria, I love what Sidria says. She says, so wait, does he think she's ugly too? I guess because the way that he said it at the end, like, I want... I love her for who she is and not what she looks like. Yolanda, I know you're over there contemplating, and I know you're running this thing back. What's going on in that head of yours, Yolanda?
As a woman who has not been married yet, but definitely wants to be, amen.
Come on, yet.
Don't put in your application if you ain't ready. Okay, so I know people who are going through similar situations, maybe not with the necessarily with the appearance. I think you have to, I don't mean to be so churchy, but I just think you have to count up the cost. What does a lifelong relationship look like with your mother being in that type of space? Is your mother, like I think it's a good thought. Is he a mama's boy? I think really it's the girl who has to deal with, a lot of the backlash, and him too. Because, if your mom is so willing to call somebody, it's so true about the country, because my mom's country.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. They're like, oh, he's so
you push back from that table, girl. You get fat. Push back from the table.
Like that. Ooh, he just big.
I've had that told to me. Yeah.
Yeah, like, they say stuff like he just big.
And I'm like, you
that's
big
mean.
too.
Right, that's mean. So I think you have to count up the cost on both sides. if he's not willing to stand up to you, see, really, we need to be talking to the girl. If he's not willing to stand up to his mama, run.
That's true
Because
because
you're gonna have a long life of issues. Because if he won't stand up to your mother with something, while it's not simple, because people do have low self-esteem and stuff like that. But if he won't stand up to your mother about your looks, he won't. In my personal opinion, as a person who's not married, he won't. Y'all two have been married. He won't stand up for anything else.
there's some truth to that.
So
And then she,
you know,
it depends on what is important for her. You know, because
absolutely.
you know, like she may have been dealing with that all her life and don't want to deal with it with marriage. So
she might have been called. She might have been called ugly.
Right.
This might be her. This might be her payback, her get back. Right. We said earlier in the show, hurt people hurt people. So you know, she might be bitter. She might be bitter party of one. Right. That might be his mom. So she might be operating from that standpoint. I think that the key really is about communication. So I feel like we give up too quickly in all things that we do.
Agree.
All things.
Agree.
We give up way too quickly. Like we fight for something, you know, but as soon as the going gets tough, then we're out.
And here's another look at it. And I'm, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like she said this in the conference of just him and her talking. She didn't say that in front of her. That's the way it looked like it's read.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
So like yet, or if she could be one of the manipulative type of mamas and say all the bad things and then be in her face and, oh girl, you so pretty. Because you got those too. So we don't know really what we're dealing with, but at the end of the day, him being the head of this household, because he got to have God first, then him and her, like some conversations need to be had.
You know, go ahead. And you know, there can be another flip side.
Mm-hmm.
Me and a friend had a conversation. A lot of times people are broken and
Yes.
they don't. Okay, we know you're broken, or we know something's not exactly adding up, but you don't know you're broken because you don't think there's anything wrong with you.
Right.
So, you know, hurt people, like Ashton said before, do hurt other people. And most of the time, we've seen it like on after school specials back in the day. The reason the kid that was bullying picked on everybody is because they had issues going on at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So if you say something like that, most of the time, you got your own inward issues going on.
That part.
And then you use that as a way to pick on somebody else so you don't have to deal with your own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's good.
So I think the son needs to have if you're watching, you need to have a very respectful, but you need to have a very serious one-on-one with your mother because if it's not this girl, it'll be somebody else and it'll be a different issue.
Right. And I'm so glad that you said that. And I see you, Dito. I see you. Here's what I just thought about, Yolanda, when you said that. If this is a mama's boy, this is a two-way relationship. So he's dependent on her. She's dependent on him. So now she might be seeing that he's getting ready to go off with somebody else. Now she's losing her sense of security and her sense of, purpose. As mothers, a lot of time with our kids, we lose our sense of purpose when they leave the house or when they go off to college or when they move out or, you know, whatever the case is, we lose our sense of purpose. So that's a very interesting thing as well, that this might be an opportunity for the mom that she doesn't even realize. This might be an opportunity for her to spread her own wings.
That's if she wants to.
Start a business, write a book. You know what I mean? It might be. Dito, I really want to come to you because I don't like that you dipped out the back door, but that's okay. You back. So what you got?
So here's my thing. Now, I personally perform weddings all the time. I also am married and have been for quite a while. When I perform weddings, there is a statement, and Jared Lott, you know this as well, young man, because it's in the handbook, that when we perform a wedding, that we tell the young man and the young lady, a couple things that we tell them. We are forsaking all others. So, and in the forsaking of all others, that includes your mama, your daddy, and all those other people that may, whoever the other naysayers may be. That's one thing that we say. Second thing is that we say when we're marrying people is that you are leaving your mother and father's house.
Exactly. Cleaving.
You are to cleave.
Come on.
to your wife or to your husband. These are commands that we give you when you're getting ready to get married. That's me from the preacher side speaking about this. Me as the husband man, it is my job to be the protector of my family. And I have to protect them from all evil, seen and unseen. And
from any direction.
And in doing so, if that means that I have to deflect comments from a sour mother that's mad that I'm leaving home, then it's my job to protect my family, to protect my wife, to protect her emotions, to protect everything that's going on. That's my job. I'm the protector. And I take great joy in being a protector of my family. And, you know, everybody has probably had some sort of run-in, whatever kind. You know, my mother-in-law has gone on to be with the Lord. I'm obviously miss her dearly. But as we grew, it was a growing process.
Yep.
It's really a process. You're not going to always like the person that your child marries, but it's a growing process. And my wife made it very clear, hey, Mom, this is who I'm marrying. You can love us together or you can love us from a distance. And so, in my opinion, Ashlyn, DeVaris, Wild Praise, it is that young man's responsibility that if he really intends on marrying this young woman, that he has to have confidence in the decision that he made. He has to then be able to deflect the comments of his mother, as well as have that strong conversation with his mother to be like, hey, Mom, this is the decision I'm making, and you can roll with me together, or I'll holler at you on Mother's Day.
That's good. I want to get to Pastor Coleman's comment. He says his mom is either mean and surly, hurt, or in fear of loss. He needs to have a conversation to find out which one. If she is truly mean, he needs to inform his fiance about how his mom feels and maintain social distancing between the two. If the others apply, it can possibly be fixed with a conversation and understanding. The $10,000 question is this the first time she's ever voiced this sentiment? That is all wise counsel right there, sir.
Yes.
Definitely. Sidria also says, I have two sons and one says he's a mama's boy, but I stay in my place.
That's called balance, because she wants the best for her children. And see, here's the thing. You could be there's different levels of being mama's boy, but not to the point that you feel like that you got to control everything in his life with his family. You can't, do that. Be a part of the growing, fact that he wants to cleave with another woman, and nobody's gonna ever take your place, mama. That is your place forever and ever, amen. But you have to have some type of line of respect. And even if she quote unquote feel it, don't say it.
Right.
That some hurts dig deeper than others. Some take root a lot deeper than others. And some, attached to things that's already there. So we don't know if you're adding more to, what's going on there prior to you knowing her.
Right. And Jared Lott says, I would ask the young man what was his mother and father's relationship like, because she may be pushing, her issues on her son. And he continues by saying, may I advise him to sit down for counseling with his pastor or marriage counselor to walk through this engagement. This is all really, really sound good advice. I love, Yolanda, you said it in the beginning, have wise counsel. And that's really, and I think this could have went a couple ways. We could have kikied ha about this and talked about, the insult that the mom said or whatever. We could have taken this a whole nother direction. I so appreciate that we really took this in the direction of giving wise counsel, because at the end of the day, this is somebody's life. At the end of the day, this is someone's real life. Like, we can laugh and joke or whatever, but he still has to go deal with his mother and his future wife. And this is also a rite of passage, young man. This is a rite of passage. You are now going, two shall become one. Like Dito said, you're going to be leaving, forsaking all others. I mean, this is your moment to really establish who you are as a man, as a young man, stepping into manhood. So I just definitely want to encourage you, and I want you to just keep your head up high and know that God is with you, and definitely put him first. Like above all, like we're giving you counsel, whatever, you seek God in prayer and you will get the answer that you need. So that is good stuff. That is good stuff.
It was something very important what Dito was saying, the responsibilities of a man, you know, like creating this family, like protecting the wife's emotional state is so important. If she don't feel confident in that area, like it's gonna, you know, spew off into another, you know, issue. And so just even, you know, creating a foundation right there will cause her to even step up higher above what she's already dealt with and what she could possibly deal with. So it's beautiful. Oh, come on, Lena.
Something we don't talk about a lot Lena, in our communities. You have to sit in something. I'm being honest, okay, being very transparent. I'm currently going to counseling. I've experienced a lot of childhood trauma. And I want to say this. I never learned this until I'm 40. It is so important to set boundaries.
Yep.
And I agree with Demetrius. You have that. You have several responsibilities, but you have to protect your family. And so, you know, you got to set that boundary early on. This is what we can do. This is what we can't do. You can't call. You know, if it's a mama, if it's a mama boy issue. Okay, mom, you can't call me at 6 o'clock in the morning every morning. You know, you got to set the boundaries early on. And a lot of times we're not taught that until we're in our adulthood. And by then, several boundaries or several things have been broken. Mm-hmm. So if he's watching, again, I'm not married, but I'm just telling you from a place of a person who didn't always know boundaries could be set even with my own parents. It's okay to set boundaries because you have that right. And it's okay to tell people that they just can't cross this line. And two, if it don't feel right, it's not right. So you got to have a good check within yourself. And you really do got to pray, because this is getting ready to be a lifelong thing. Something my pastor said yesterday. Once you make that decision, you are responsible for that decision. Mm-hmm. Once you do that, then you're responsible to stay in it. And you don't want to commit to something that life is too short to commit to something and to decide 6 months later you don't want it.
That's healthy. That was healthy. No,
sure.
That was healthy.
That's good stuff. I think the whole conversation has been healthy. And Ashlyn, this whole situation as you were talking about it, that we, you know, didn't even really go into the mother's statement or deem it as funny. I didn't deem it as funny. I deemed it as hurtful and not something that should have ever been voiced, even from a mother to a son, about someone that you're about to bring into their family, into their fold. So hopefully, Mom, if you're listening, sweetie, don't do that. That's not healthy, and it's not showing wisdom from you as a parent. And I pray that the wisdom will, you know, just because you're old don't mean you're wise. I just pray that wisdom will find you in the very, very near future.
And one more thing. I'm sorry. One more thing. And just piggyback on what he just said, because this popped out. She is going to create another position of being her mother and helping her, you know, without being so malice. So God don't put people together to, you know, just to be doing it. We are all blessed to be a blessing. So that could be another position for that mother to help, you know, be a mother or motherly to the daughter-in-law.
Most definitely. So, I think that's great. That's good information. Now, I'm looking up at the clock. It is time for us to get ready to go. This has been an absolutely amazing show. We never even got a chance to take not one music break. And there were things that we didn't get a chance to cover, which means that all of you all are going to have to come and chime in with us again on next week at the same time. But before we go, let me go around the room. It just dawned on me that my other two co-hosts, aside from Ashlyn, are both in North Carolina, in the North Kakalaki. It just hit me right now. But before we go, Yolanda, it's been a great joy to have you with us. Do you have any closing comments, final thoughts?
Be cautious. We talked about a lot of things. So be cautious about your intentions. You don't really necessarily owe people an explanation about your choices. just know your choices are always going to cost something, whether it's good, bad, and or indifferent. So just be careful about your choices. Wear a mask. Don't travel if it's not necessary. And you can't be a part of Black Lives if you're taking one.
Ooh, that's
So
good. I like
you
that.
can't fight for the culture if you're not supporting it.
Yeah.
That can go both ways. That can be watching Sunday Best. That can be out here doing stupid stuff. So if you want us to win, you gotta be in the right spot.
Most definitely. That's good stuff. I appreciate that. And again, glad to have you hang out with us. Let me go down the road to Greensboro, North Carolina. Yolanda's in Charlotte, and down the road in Greensboro is DeVaris. Closing comments, final thoughts.
Yes. Take the time to this is a perfect time to figure out, to have that conversation with God, to realign and ask him what his sole purpose is for you in this earth realm. And once you do that, ask him to give you his confidence, his wisdom, because we can ask for his wisdom and confidence too. And we're all, just like the sky have a lot of stars, it's enough room for everybody to do what he called us to do, to be on this earth realm. Because if he didn't, he wouldn't place you here. So be confident in what he called you to do. Stand firm on his word and be a light in dark places. Y'all stay blessed.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. I want to bring Ja'Cory back. He's he's on the road, but I want to bring him in for a final thought or a final comment of the day. Ja'Cory.
I just want to say, if y'all on here and y'all like what Freedom Radio is doing, could you please shout out Freedom Radio on your social media platforms and share it with somebody?
Most definitely. That's good stuff. And I definitely appreciate that. That means a lot, man. And you be safe out there in them streets. Last but not least, Ashlyn Cole, any closing comments, final thoughts?
Two things. First of all, we didn't take a musical break during these 2 hours, but if you stay tuned to Freedom Radio, those of you that are tuned in watching Facebook Live, go ahead and download the Freedom Radio app, because guess what? You've got amazing gospel music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if there were more hours in a day, best be believing we would be playing great gospel music then too. So make sure that you stick close to Freedom Radio. But what I want to leave you with is this. This is an interesting time, but we can make excuses or we can make adjustments. So I want to just encourage you, come out of that excuses realm, because I think we've been there long enough. Let's get into the adjustments realm, and let's go ahead and write that book. Go ahead and start that business. Go ahead and register the LLC. Go ahead and invest that check that you're getting in some stocks, some real estate. Let's go ahead and make this time count, because the longer we hold on to thinking, why is this happening? Why? You're wasting time. Time is going to leave you. Time's going to leave you. So enough excuses. Let's make adjustments.
Most definitely. That's good stuff. Listen, we're getting ready to get out of here. But before we go, I just want to let you know, remind you, this coming Sunday, we are going to, through Freedom Radio, we're going to create a Zoom. Again, that information will be passed on within the next day or so. This coming Sunday, we're going to open the Zoom doors at 4:45 p.m. Pacific, 7:45 Eastern. We're going to all get together, make things happen, support our sister, Ashlyn Cole, and do what we got to do to make things happen. I am looking up at the clock. It is time for us to go, but we've always got a great song as we leave out. Listen, until the next time on this same Shop Talk Network, at this same Shop Talk time, on behalf of Ja'Cory and Ashlyn in California, DeVaris and Yolanda in North Kakalaki, my name's D.O. Till the next time, you know how I do. I'll
When I think about my life and all the things that